証明書を発行し、金一封を授ける。これで少しはやる気が出たか、野郎ども。
These are the 15 best kingdom-building anime of all time.
From isekai stories to medieval fantasies, we've got a whole bunch of animes that focus on building an entire kingdom from scratch. This is Dan.
And I'm Lisa, and we're here to recommend you the best of anime in the kingdom-building genre.
At number 15 on our list is Tear Moon Empire. This is a brand new time travel anime that is set in a fantasy medieval period.
The story follows Mia, a selfish and spoiled young princess who gets executed. However, she mysteriously travels back in time and finds herself in her 12-year-old self.
Having gotten a second chance at life, she decides to rewrite her story by fixing the countless wrongs that haunt her kingdom, essentially avoiding her impending death. This historical fantasy anime offers a more comedic take on the genre, so you are sure to have fun watching this series.
病を防ぐ方法は2つ。ただ、それには
膨大なお金がかかるということかしら。なるほど。これを売れば足りるかしら。
俺はあの日あの時確かに死んだのだ。俺は一度死に、そしてこの緑色の何の力もないゴブリンの赤ん坊へ転生したのだと。
Next up at number 14 is Re-Monster, one of the most interesting upcoming anime series on this list, which is set to release in April 2024.
So mark your calendar, you guys, because this is going to be a good one. The protagonist of this show faces a unique situation where he is reincarnated as a goblin, the lowest of creatures in the hierarchy.
However, he uses his newfound abilities to build an army of various creatures, forging a kingdom with a cast of monstrous beings, each with its own strengths and abilities. If you're in the mood for an underrated isekai fantasy with a mix of kingdom-building goodness, then this anime is for you.
平和を欲すれば戦いに備えよ。楽しみだな。どんな味がするのか。
無垢なるしもべよ、我が万能の言葉を聞け。
パスワード。
命令を認識しました。
Coming up next is this anime called The One Being Sung, a sci-fi fantasy anime that offers a blend of kingdom-building, political intrigue, and epic battles.
It turns out the world was once brimming with science, and humans managed to create an ultimate life form in the pursuit of power. However, that scientific endeavor eventually ended in their doom.
Centuries later, humanity has gone back to swords and shields, but ancient relics such as giant robots still exist. Now Haku, our MC, who is an amnesiac, is thrust into a world of warring nations, and he must use his strategic brilliance to unify the land and build a thriving kingdom.
This anime has a total of 3 seasons, with the last 2 being the main story, while the first one is a prequel featuring a different protagonist. But don't skip it though, because the first season is actually more focused on war and kingdom building than the others.
ほら、飲みな。
助かったよ。ありがとう。おっと失礼。先ほどの攻防で力の差を披露したつもりだったのですが、最初からこれをお見せしていればよかった。バララークサイド。
At number 12 is a prequel to a popular fantasy anime called Magi, titled The Adventure of Sinbad. The story follows our protagonist's rise to power as he assembles a powerful alliance and sets out to build a kingdom free from the oppression of other nations.
From otherworldly dungeon monsters to overpowered magical abilities, this anime will surely make you fall in love with the genre all over again. With a mix of action, fantasy, comedy, and adventure, this anime stands as one of the greatest kingdom-building anime of all time.
我が名はバール。憤怒と英傑の地。王になるのは誰だ。
この愚か者を無礼討ちとせよ。なんだ。
いいでござる。
おのれ。
Next up at number 11 is High School Prodigies Have It Easy, Even in Another World. This is an isekai story where a group of exceptionally talented high school students get transported to a medieval fantasy realm. There they use their modern knowledge and skills to build a prosperous kingdom.
Now, this anime wasn't exactly a hit among fans, as quite a few people have criticized the extremely unrealistic nature of the story. Regardless, I'd still say the anime remains solid and entertaining for hardcore isekai fans like myself. So give it a shot if you don't mind seeing a bunch of teenagers doing insane and otherwise impossible things.
でも貧乏とはいえ貴族、その次の三男なら少しくらいの恩恵はもらえるんじゃ。
狩りはどうでした、ヘルムート兄さん。
やっぱり難しいな、ホロホロ町は。
パウル兄さんもダメでしたか。
パウル兄さん。
式といえばバルターやカールたちいませんでしたね。忘れたの？ベルにとっては腹違いのお兄さんになるかな。
つまり俺は貧乏貴族の8なんて、それはないでしょう。
For the 10th position on our list, we have The Eighth Son Are You Kidding Me? Dale, a middle-aged Japanese salaryman, gets reborn in a medieval fantasy world as the eighth son of a noble family. Determined to avoid the pitfalls of his previous life, he endeavors to build his own kingdom through shrewd economic decisions and alliances.
As an isekai fantasy, this anime does have a few cliched moments, but hey, that's exactly what makes these stories so great. But if you're one of those isekai haters, then you better stay away from this one, because you won't find a deep scene and level story here.
見つけた。
Next up at number 9 is Drifters, a greatly underrated anime that combines historical figures with fantasy elements. The story is about famous warriors from Earth's history who are transported to a parallel world where they find themselves leading armies to shape the destiny of nations. If you haven't already watched this show, I guarantee you would have never seen anything similar to it.
ご命令を、至高なる御身よ。我らの忠義すべてを御身に捧げます。
At number 8 on our list is Overlord, a popular isekai anime with a skeleton MC. The protagonist of this show finds himself trapped in a virtual reality game. There, he decides to transform himself into an all-powerful overlord and rule his kingdom, along with his overpowered NPC servants who have just become self-aware.
While the kingdom-building aspect of the story is not the central theme of the anime, it is definitely a part of it. However, you don't see the main character actively trying to grow his empire all the time. Things just fall into his laps thanks to his genius servants who handle all the politics and nuances of building a kingdom.
この世界にどのような存在がいるかも不明な段階でか。ただそうだな、世界征服なんて面白いかもしれないな。降伏するぞ。え？騎兵に従属したい。この君主に仕えれば近隣との戦いで負けることはない。そして南のフォービスも征服可能だ。
Coming up next at number 7 is Record of Grand Crest War, a series that might look boring at first glance, but gets interesting as the story progresses. This anime explores the struggle of a young lord to unite a fractured continent under a single banner. It follows Theo and Silica as they work to eliminate evil and establish a kingdom free from the chaos that plagues the world.
I'd say this anime is more about wars than actual kingdom building. But then again, wars are events that help our MC rank up and acquire land to rule, which is essentially building a kingdom. So this one is a good addition to this list.
夢が叶うより先に命がなくなりそうだよ。
大丈夫です。私があなたのそばにいますから。今の町。
嘘だろ。なんだよこの格好。どうなってんだおい。責任者出せ。聞いてんのか。
At number 6 on our list is Log Horizon, a series which is more about adapting to a new reality than traditional kingdom building. After thousands of players are trapped in a MMORPG, they must learn to govern themselves and build a society within the confines of the game world.
We will see the main character building an entire government from scratch, essentially forming a kingdom. With a ton of politics and exciting adventures, Log Horizon is one of the best titles in this genre.
いつから俺がスライムだと勘違いしていた？見せてやろう、この俺の真の姿を。
Next up, at number 5, is the all-famous That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. When a man is reborn as a slime in a fantasy world, he quickly establishes a kingdom filled with monsters like goblins, wolves, and others. We get to see the monster empire grow fast as they acquire futuristic ideas and technologies, thanks to our main protagonist.
This anime combines humor, politics, and adventure in its approach to kingdom building. While the later seasons of the show do not focus more on the MC's kingdom, the first season is completely all about it. So if you haven't watched it yet, it is high time you did.
So のような下賤な奴隷をそばに置くなど、とても高貴なる血筋のすることとは思いませんな。
将軍！ドラウンド将軍はこちらにいらっしゃいますか？ローガン隊長より緊急の連絡です。それが。
Next up at number 4 is The Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt. This anime is about our protagonist who is determined to turn his debt-ridden kingdom into a prosperous nation.
But how is he going to do that? With his brilliant economic tactics and political acumen, of course.
What's amazing about this show is that it's not isekai. Normally, stories like this rely on the main character's knowledge of the modern world. However, this anime has a truly genius protagonist who uses his current knowledge and political skills to build his nation, which is super exciting to watch.
マーデン進行決定しちゃったわね。どうするの？ウェイン。
じゃあ語尾にニャンをつけてくれるなら考える。
にゃん。
皆の者頭を下げよ。上位流の神様であらせられる。
赤に向けよ。
若？
わしはこの方、クズの葉様の下僕なんじゃよ。
At number 3 is one of my most favorite isekai series called the Tsukimichi Moonlit Fantasy. This is a story where our MC finds himself in another world, but the goddess of the realm rejects him, leaving him to fend for himself. Not only that, he's also thrown into the farthest corner of the world, where only monsters exist.
However, under the goddess's radar, Makoto becomes incredibly powerful and begins to forge his path as he builds his own kingdom of monsters in this new world. He forms new relationships with other species, finds new allies, and fights off the evil people who want to crush his hard-built kingdom.
With a second season on its way, I highly recommend watching this show if you haven't already done it yet. Like I said, this is my favorite, so I may be biased, but it is one of the best kingdom-building isekai anime you can watch right now.
日向に近き極点の光日向をそうに呼ぶものこそ狩りの決めれの二人が初めて詠唱を
あなたってすごく現実主義なのね。
ああそうかもな。
The runner-up on our list is How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom. This is a series where a modern man is summoned to save a medieval kingdom in peril. With his realistic and pragmatic approach to ruling, he brings about significant changes and revitalizes the nation.
While this is a fantasy anime, you will see dozens of realistic scenarios. With a brilliant mix of slice of life, politics, action, and adventure, this is one of the best fan favorite shows on this list.
でしたら、陛下に一つお願いがございます。ん？どうか娘をもらってやってはくださいませんか？
え？父上？そうま、ちゃんとアイーシャをめとりなさい。
え？
リシアそれでいいのか？アイシャ、その嫁に来てくれるか？
はい喜んで。
その日世界中の人間は全て石になった。
Finally, at the #1 spot on our list is Dr. Stone. While not a typical kingdom-building anime, Dr. Stone offers a unique perspective on rebuilding civilization from scratch after the world falls into a stone age due to a mysterious event.
We see humanity fall and civilization crumbling back to the prehistoric period, losing most of science and technology. After being petrified for 3,700 years, our MC finally awakens and starts revolutionizing the world with science.
You will get to see our main character, Senku, rebuild scientific inventions from scratch, create a kingdom of his own, battle enemies of science, and uncover the mysteries of the petrification incident.
Overall, this is a grand adventure filled with hilarious and heartwarming moments, along with its educational and scientific themes.
人類200万年最強の武器核なわけないしね。違う、携帯を作るこのストーンワールドでな。
And that's it for this video. We did our best to bring you the greatest of the kingdom-building anime genre.
I know we have missed a ton of other shows which would have been perfect for this video, so feel free to let us know about them in the comments below.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.